Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome one and all. Um, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. Thank you for being first, fancy. And welcome one and all. Okay. Well, hello to you too, Lydia Washington. Black Girls Life. Sherry Ware, thank you so much for being here. Who else is here? Zokoi Farm. Pamela Vickers Tuttle. Thank you. Okay. Let's get on with it, shall we? So there's a hot royal mess. I mean, a smoldering, oozing pile of mess. You know, I could not wait for the what do you call it? The Commonwealth Day, one of my favorite days of the year. It's a day to be messy. Oh, has it been 5 years since this happened? This magic moment? Has it been 5 years? Yes, it has. Also, it's a great opportunity to take another look at the revenge dressing video. If you guys remember that one, that was a Royal Sussex video called Revenge Dressing. And it all had to do with Meghan's, last round of royal things. And anyway, it was amazing. Royal duty service. Revenge. Okay. Revenge dressing. Anyway, I will post a link to it later. And you'll have a chance to see it. Also featured in the video is, of course, the Princess Diana. Okay. Are you guys getting used to Meghan Sussex? I think I am. I am getting used to it. Ah, there it is right there. It's only a 5-minute video. Yeah. Okay. It's been 5 years. Yes, it has. Okay. Okay. Done. Done. All right. Yes, I am multitasking. Pardon me. All right, let's get on with it and take a look there. Mindy Kaling, she is so beautiful. She looks great there. She looks great. Yeah. She's curvy and beautiful, I think. And then, of course, check this out. Salvador Perez costumes last summer. I don't know what that is. I guess I don't know. But anyway, Mindy Kaling called me and said, I have a super secret project I need you to dress me for. It was so fun. She looked amazing in Mason Valentino denim and so glamorous in the Zimmerman floral. Oh, he must be a stylist. The Zimmerman florals. Let me see, had worked with Meghan on a pilot years before. So it was so sweet to see her again. We had a fabulous day in Montecito. So I guess he's the stylist, and, yeah, she looks gorgeous. She looks absolutely gorgeous. And Mindy Kaling has a lot of fans. I didn't, well, I don't, you know, I haven't never really followed her or anything like that. But was she on The Office, maybe? Is that where we know her from? Was she on The Office? Was that her first big break and then some other stuff? I I'm kind of behind the times. I don't know much about her career, but I know that she's very likable and people seem to be very crazy about her. So yes, it was The Office. Okay, thank you. And this is a pretty picture right here. One of the many things that they have been grasping for straws, right? Grasping for something, aha, gotcha. I mean, the scrutiny, the digging for some type of indictment against the Duchess of Sussex. Okay, you ready for this one? They had a garden party for children, and there were no children there. And I promise you, if there were children there, we can write, hey, Legs, we can write these headlines in our minds almost as fast as a suggestion is made. Meghan, um, children, um, with love, what is it? Lifestyle show. What would the indictment be? Take your pick. Take your pick. But they would find some kind of way to accuse her of exploiting, and the kids didn't look happy, and you know those kind of things. So it has been. I've okay, in the beginning, I was very bothered by it, but two things happen. Two things happen. There have been lots of women, and I do mean women of every stripe, that have rallied to Meghan's support. There have been so many women that have rallied to her support. The other thing that was encouraging, of course, was the fact that we know the show will be renewed for the fall. And so, with those two things, it's practically nothing that they can say or do that can hurt me. Nothing. Um, all of the vitriol and bile and negativity, it means nothing because the show is incredibly popular. People are responding to it. Everything is going in the right direction for that show. And dare I say, they're only making the show more popular. When I say that there have been women that have rallied to Meghan's support, I do mean across the board. Every what every race, religion, uh, age group, there has been nothing but support from. Well, there's been a huge amount of support in the face of all of these people that probably, like this one said, "Oh, I watched 8 hours. I can't get those 8 hours of my life back." Okay, where did you spend 8 hours watching it? Because you watched every episode. Did you, I don't know, go take a bath every hour? Did you perhaps go and, I don't know, make a run to the convenience store or something? How did you get 8 hours where other people, it was, fewer? How did that happen? 35 minutes on average an episode, 32 minutes? How did you get 8 hours of viewing? So something ain't right with that. I can't get those 8 hours back. Juicebox, Ladybug, and sandwich cameras. Okay, well, thank you very much, Legs. And thank you for the super chat. I like that little space that they're in too. That I guess it's a gazebo, or I'm not sure what they would call that, but that is pretty cool. Okay. And of course, this is that space again. There was only one table set. There was only one table set. All of this was a demonstration of the possibilities. The children may have this, the adults may do that, and for effect, they dressed up in their, beautiful floral print dresses inspired by the garden itself. I thought it was a lovely idea. And this segment would have been, and then this person said, you didn't have to show the children's faces. You could have blurred their faces out. That's too creepy. How about we just discuss it and move on to the next show? Okay. How about that? Despite Meghan Markle's show being a hit, haters still hating and black women know why. The online reaction to With Love Meghan reveals some aren't ready for a black Martha Stewart. Well, we've been discussing that this week. Um, it's so triggering to see a black woman pampered or living in comfort or doing amazing things or just being rich, just living a life in a higher tax bracket than most is triggering. And this idea that, oh, well, I didn't know she was black, or she doesn't identify as black, or you don't know how she identifies. You know how you identify her. You don't know how she identifies herself. She's always identified herself as biracial. She's always done that. And of course, in the past, they say, well, anyway, you know the kind of stuff that they used to say. I'm not going to go through the whole list of what was said before and everything, but it has been a long road to get to this point. But it's a lot of satisfaction in seeing so many women, black and white, rallying to her support. And I mean to tell you, TikTok is flooded with reactions. And one of the reasons why so many women have rushed to her support is because they may have tried the donuts or the cake or just the table setting. Any of those things that they have tried, all of a sudden people are on their social media dragging them for it. Not because they don't like it for, you know, they don't like what they've done, is who inspired them to do it. They don't like the inspiration. They don't like the motivation behind it, because it's giving Meghan too much credit, too much consideration. And they don't like that. So these derangers, instead of going after a charity, which is horrible, instead of going after the Sussex squad, they are going after people posting pictures of their children, posting videos of their children. This is how unhinged they are. I was on Twitter this morning, and it was like I was watching shorts, right? It was like I was watching TikTok or shorts. I scroll, and there's another video defending Meghan. I scroll again. There's another video defending Meghan. And a lot of those videos, they're saying, I posted such and such, and all of a sudden I was attacked. They have gone into these inboxes, they have gone onto these comment sections and attacked people just for posting a cake. cookware, you name it. It has been completely unhinged. And so here's some comments that they made in the root. They're actually quoting some people from social media. Funny, my broke ass watched With Love Meghan multiple times and don't see anything in it that's ostentatious, outrageous, or out of touch. I own a Vitamix and a La Creuset and crap ton of mason jars. So what if her income bracket is higher? Just work with what you've got. They wrote. That's what they had wrote today. And then the other one is another ex-user agreed, saying that even though she doesn't have Meg's millions, she's enjoying the content. So it's really been like watching a tennis match. Your head could just go left and right, figuratively speaking, of course, because of the way people have been defending Meghan. Hey, Rohini. And also from the root, funny, my broke ass watch With Love Meghan multiple times. Don't see anything in the sauces. And okay, that is the same thing. And then I own a Vitamix and mason jars. So what if her income bracket is higher? Just work with what you got. Yeah, so that's the same thing. And then on to BET. Opinion: why Meghan Markle stays living rent-free in some white women's heads despite her grace, intelligence, and success. Meghan Markle has become a lightning rod for criticism rooted in racism, sexism, and the discomfort of white women grappling with their own privilege. Now, one of the things that I have been reassured of in recent years is that there are a lot of people that recognize I'm a white man, I'm a white woman, I have privilege. It's a tough sell. It's hard to explain that to someone who, may be financially struggling, is saddled with student debt. Because in some respects, and I get this, it almost sounds as if you're saying to the white person, you've never worked a hard day in your life. Everything has been given to you. Not every white person is Kate Middleton. Not every white person is Pippa. Not every white person has been born into privilege. That is true enough. But there are certain things in the workplace or, in an academic setting where they have recognized certain privilege. And so that's been encouraging. And to hear them, explain how they have de-escalated a situation. Like, I remember one of the first that I've heard of something like that was a white woman who went shopping with her black sister-in-law. Both of them wrote a check to pay for the groceries. Well, at least they both tried. They took the check from the white woman, no problem. When the black woman got up there, they looked at the list of people who had bounced checks. They wanted to see 2 pieces of ID. And it was like this whole rigor of things that she had to do. And so the sister-in-law said, I just wrote a check. You didn't ask me for any of those things. Why are you asking her for that? And there are people that are either in denial about that level of racism. There are people who assume that, well, they all steal anyway, or you know what I'm saying? It's always those little things that add up to huge things. And I've been encouraged because I have seen quite a few content creators. I have seen magazine articles and such where people recognize their privilege and they are working on themselves. They and who was it? Was it what is the mega toxin, whoever, one of the squaddies, she even said, I'm trying to learn. She's like, I'm trying to learn. I think it was her. um we've had people within the squad who are here to learn. They want to learn what the Black experience has been about, and because of their affection for Meghan, even more so, they want to understand, what are these microaggressions? What is considered racism? And I applaud that. I really do, because that is really showing um, emotional intelligence. It is a great example of emotion. It's showing evolution. It's showing that some people are able to evolve. Sonia Kerr, what's that? I don't normally post, but I have the entire post set in red. Makes all kind of beauty products for friends, family. The thing I can't understand is why they believe people live lesser. Okay. And let me see. Oh yeah, it was showing how to do a children's party. I never expected to see children on the episode. Well, like I said, they have been grasping. They have been trying to find something that they can use as the aha. That's why I don't like her. Yeah, yeah, and some of the ones that you see, their eyes, you could see in their eyes that they're not even believing what they're saying themselves, but they have to say something. Yes. There was parts where the children were there. I don't think the children were there for, well, I'll just say this. The children were not meant to be seen, but I guess if Harry comes over while Meghan is working, let's go see mommy. Um, and of course, anyone who, well, Meghan grew up watching her father work. And so obviously, um, it's like bring your kids to work day or something like that. I think it's a great thing, but and perhaps maybe they enjoyed some of those sandwiches or whatever. But yeah, it was only that they were trying to find something to criticize Meghan for, that they even brought that up. I thought it was such a stretch. I'm like, seriously? Let's see. There are a lot of men who came out to support Meghan. I see a lot of gentlemen on TikTok and Instagram. I mean, there's that and Instagram that was cooking and who enjoyed the show just as much as women's did. Don't leave the guys out. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There have been a ton of guys, and I've seen quite a few of them. That is true. Yeah, they're not letting them get away with it. This is I'm trying to remember, when was the last time. Well, I know Harry, like when Harry and the Aviation Award, they were all geared up to try. Oh, and the Tillman Award, the Pat Tillman Award. That was another one. And of course, anytime Meghan shows up on any of their tours, or, you know, anytime she shows up and it's like a joint appearance, they try to pass her off as being this egotistical narcissist who just is there to treat Harry like a poodle and such. But sometimes they just really go too far. They really go too far. And I noticed that the bigger the attack, the bigger the response. The greater the attack, the greater the response, because these people are surely being slapped down one after the other. They're being swatted like flies. The royal family, thank you to everyone around the Commonwealth who has welcomed a member of the royal family to their country in the past year. The King and Queen in Australia, their Majesties in Samoa, Prince of Wales in South Africa, Duke of Edinburgh in Uganda, Princess Royale in South Africa, Duke of Edinburgh in India, Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and Malta, and the Princess Royale in Sri Lanka. You know what's so funny about this? The only one of these trips that I recognize is probably William going to South Africa because he put his foot in his mouth again by saying he's going to be a small R royal. And, you know, basically humiliating his father. And then, of course, the King and Queen in Australia. But the rest of these trips, I'm like, really? Y'all went somewhere? Well, check this out. Check this out. Royal family, Instagram. There's Kitty and, well, what is it? Fred and Gladys. There's Fred, Gladys, Willie Leaks, and there's all the other ones. And you know who's missing, right? You know who's missing? The one who didn't go anywhere. And you can't really use the excuse of the cancer because someone nearly twice her age with cancer managed to leave the country. So what's up? Kitty's not there. This is the second time that they had all the senior royals and missing was Kitty. Where is Kitty? Kitty is missing again. Now, this one is really, really, really going to bake your noodle. When I say this is going to bake your noodle, normally, you know, I don't fool with what's her name, right? I don't fool with her. I don't even like to acknowledge that she exists. But we got to do it. We got to do it. Sorry, we have to. This is really going to bake your noodle. Okay. Okay, y'all ready?
Interpreted. Is that the correct reaction, that you didn't mind the show?
I didn't mind it at all. In fact, I found it rather pleasant, very, very gentle, nice wallpaper. It was pretty. It really annoys me when people have commented after, well, the pylon of criticisms annoyed me. But people said, well, where was the substance? Where was the substance? This is a lifestyle show. It's frilly, it's frothy, it's pleasant. Oh, it's like sitting there having honey dribble in your mouth. I mean, what do you expect? What kind of substance? And I was pleasantly surprised. I watched it because I was doing a radio interview about it immediately afterwards. I've only watched the first one. And I thought, well, this is quite interesting. I even picked up one or two little tips, you know. It was interesting to watch Meghan making candles, which she hadn't done before. I thought it was most interesting. You know, you have bath bombs, and if you put a bath bomb in, you get all that stuff that comes out of it, all the flowery bits and everything gets stuck down your plug hole and you've got to clean the bath. Well, she decided to put all those bits and pieces in a little bag, little tea bag with a ribbon, and put that in your bath. That's quite clever, isn't it? So I don't understand why everyone in the media seems to have decided to say it's absolutely the worst thing ever on television. I thought it was quite charming. Good on her.
You spent
what's her name? Lindsay Schofield. She is at a loss for words. She is unable to compute. This is like really stretching her patience. As you can see there, the way she's pursed her lips in that second photo, she's fighting hard to contain her hostility for Meghan. Let's continue.
You spent a lot more time than most people with Princess Diana, which of course I am very, very envious of. Can you imagine Diana doing something like this, or is this not necessarily the path she would have gone down?
You know, that is a stupid question. That is a stupid. Yes, Yolanda. She started glitching. That is a stupid question. Would Diana had gone down this path? Diana and Meghan are two very different people. Meghan is definitely an extrovert. Diana worked very hard to create a public persona for herself so that she was able to do the service that she wanted to do. It was not a core of her personality to do public speaking and such, but she worked very hard at it so that she could help people, right? Meghan is a born performer, period. That's just who she is. She's very much that person. So it's a dumb question because they're very different people. Very, very different people. Anyway, let's hear what she had to say as a response.
She would have gone down.
No, I don't think Diana would have done anything like this. Not because it's beneath her, but because she had different. She did have rather more serious ideas and campaigns, perhaps. But this is what Meghan Markle, as she was good at.
Did you hear what she said? Diana wouldn't have done this. Not that it was beneath her. Not that it was beneath her, but they were on different paths from the beginning. So, by the way, that's Jeannie Bond with the bubble hairdo.
Before she met Harry, I mean, she was an influencer. She was a stylist or a lifestyle guru. She was doing very well, and she's gone back, as she says, to her roots. Why are we knocking her? Why are people making all these unpleasant headlines and knocking her? I just think, I think it's become quite cruel.
What about Fergie? Because Fergie's kind of spent time in that space. Could you see?
And then lastly, she throws in there, what about Fergie? Again, Fergie is a fun-loving person, but Fergie is not a strong speaker. Fergie is adept at it now, but Fergie had to shape a public image for herself. And this is something that she had to do because her marriage failed, right? As a divorced woman and somebody who was saddled with a great deal of debt, she needed to make money however she could, whether it was a chic in some hotel room, trying to buy access, or Weight Watchers. She had to find a way, but she's not, the greatest public speaker, and she's not so great even doing those commercials, but she gets by. She's okay. And so I think in order to somehow I think she was trying to find some kind of argument that Meghan has breached protocol or is making a fool of herself and humiliating the royal family. So then she starts looking to Diana and Fergie. I believe I didn't see the whole thing. I only saw what someone posted, but I believe she was trying to find some kind of way to say, "Don't you think this is inappropriate? Isn't this going too far? Isn't this just wanting attention?" Lex says, is this YouTube troll knocking M's profession? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And she, thank you for the super chat. She invites Jeannie Bond on there to, discuss this. And by the way, the guy that you see there, at a certain point, when Jeannie Bond was apparently defending Meghan, he started, you know, moaning and turning his head away and shaking his head vigorously. I don't know what his name is, but he's just as bad as Schofield. I don't know what's gotten into Jeannie Bond lately, because this is not who she used to be, right? Jeannie Bond is a monarchist, a royalist, and she will defend that institution. But maybe she's the only person who realized that this pursuit of destroying Harry and Meghan is really only going to backfire and take the institution down, take the monarchy down. It does not help the monarchy. It doesn't mean the monarchy is going anywhere, but it does not help their image. If anything, it just makes things worse. And this is what Professor Tim Wilson was saying, is that William and Charles have a complete lack of grace. And it is beneath them to maintain this quarrel with Harry and Meghan. It is beneath them. It's no different than the president of the United States going after a president of Ukraine whose country is at war, and you have set up this entire room to attack this man, while things could not be worse for him and worse for his country. You have set up this scenario. That's why that was so alarming to people. That is not normal behavior. You are punching down. And I'm not saying that to say that Harry and Meghan are beneath Charles or William, but Charles and William either is a head of state or will be a head of state. And they are in a very powerful position, both of them. And it looks so petty for you to punch down at someone who does not have that status or title. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying anybody's beneath anyone, but you're punching down. If you are a head of state, I don't care if it's your brother or a barista at the local Starbucks. If you are having some back and forth and quarrel with them, you are being ungracious and you are acting beneath your station. You are acting far below your pay grade. You should not be doing that. And at that point, no matter what you do as a president, as a sovereign, you're the one that looks bad. You're the one that looks bad. You should be preoccupied with feeding hungry people You should be preoccupied with making sure there's enough nurses in the NHS. You should be trying to house homeless people. There's so many other things that you should be doing besides getting into a quarrel with your son or your daughter-in-law or your brother or your sister-in-law. It's degrading. You are degrading your office, your throne, whatever the case may be. That should not happen. And maybe Jeannie Bond is being the only adult. Maybe she's made enough money in her career. I don't know what is going on with her. I really don't know what's going on with her. Because that is still Jeannie Bond. We know that. I'm going to play that again. I'm going to play it again. I'm not going to interrupt.
See her do interpreted. Is that the correct reaction, that you didn't mind the show?
I didn't mind it at all. In fact, I found it rather pleasant. Very, very gentle, nice wallpaper. It was pretty. It really annoys me when people have commented after, well, the pylon of criticisms annoyed me. But people said, well, where was the substance? Where was the substance? This is a lifestyle show. It's frilly, it's frothy, it's pleasant. Oh, it's like sitting there having honey dribble in your mouth. I mean, what do you expect? What kind of substance? And I was pleasantly surprised. I watched it because I was doing a radio interview about it immediately afterwards. I only watched the first one. And I thought, well, this is quite interesting. I even picked up one or two little tips, you know. It was interesting to watch Meghan making candles, which she hadn't done before. I thought it was most interesting. You know, you have bath bombs, and if you put a bath bomb in, you get all that stuff that comes out of it, all the flowery bits and everything gets stuck down your plug hole, and you've got to clean the bath. Well, she decided to put all those bits and pieces in a little bag, little tea bag with a ribbon, and put that in your bath. That's quite clever, isn't it? So I don't understand why everyone in the media seems to have decided to say it's absolutely the worst thing ever on television. I thought it was quite charming. Good on her.
You spent a lot more time than most people with Princess Diana, which of course I'm very, very envious of. Can you imagine Diana doing something like this, or is this not necessarily the path she would have gone down?
No, I don't think Diana would have done anything like this. Not because it was beneath her, but because she had different. She did have rather more serious ideas and campaigns, perhaps. But this is what Meghan Markle, as she was good at before she met Harry. I mean, she was an influencer. She was a stylist or a lifestyle guru. She was doing very well. And she's gone back, as she says, to her roots. Why are we knocking her? Why are people making all these unpleasant headlines and knocking her? I just think, I think it's become quite cruel.
What about Fergie? Because Fergie's kind of spent time in that space. Could you see her do interpreted?
What about Fergie? Because Fergie has spent time in that space. What about her? What about her? Oh, sense to see the tides are turning and they will follow the money. Bashing Meghan has become exhaustive and to the average person, rather. Yeah, that is definitely a factor. Okay. Yeah. There's always some people that will see the bigger picture and will be the first to know when to cease and desist. Okay. Well, as you can see, Kenzie is quite annoyed, and Jeannie Bond is standing her ground. She's going to, continue to fight her corner. But like I said, that is still Jeannie Bond. You guys, this is a very high stakes game in some respects. And as I said before, those people in that institution are very dangerous people. You don't ever want to underestimate them. And the media, they have created so much hostility against Meghan for the most part, and Harry to a lesser extent. And with so many, mentally fragile people out here, you just don't know what people are capable of. So this is just one conversation. Let's hope this is the start of many other conversations, hopefully from other so-called royal reporters, because the tide is changing. We're reaching a fork in the road. We're heading around the bend, whatever you want to call it. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So let's just put this in the W column. It's a small win to have someone as unhinged as Kinsey Schofield being corrected by, a veteran reporter like Jeannie Bond. And I hope Jeannie Bond stays on this course. I hope she stays the course. She's been doing good lately, but that hasn't always been the case. But somebody's got to be an adult. Somebody has to say, you know what? Not only is this not a winning hand, but it's also going to tear down the institution. And I think that Will and his daddy are just too stubborn and too ignorant to recognize that. They are invested in this relationship with the press. So again, I made this image of Jeannie Bond some time ago because of who she was, but I hope she's a different person now. I hope she's a very different person. This was that day that she said that Diana, she and Diana had a conversation, and Diana approved of Godzilla, Camilla. I still don't believe it. I don't accept it. I just don't think it's true. And even if it was true, you should have kept it to yourself. But she was one of dozens of royal reporters that made the round leading up to the coronation to make the day as smooth and uneventful as possible for Camilla. I do not believe Camilla deserved to be given a free pass. I think she's a horrible person. She has done everything that she has been able to do to not only steal Diana's life and at least one of her children, but she has also mocked Diana by getting Diana's dressmaker, basically walking in Diana's footsteps, wearing a dress from Diana's dressmaker to Paris, right? Or at least that was the intention. I think she ended up going with another designer for the I can't remember. But anyway, that was the intention. But you remember they had to cancel the trip to Paris and ended up going to Germany. Whatever the case may be, I don't like it. There's too many things that was Diana's that she has signed up for. So I think it's deliberate. It's very in your face. And for Jeannie Bond to defend her, I will never forgive her for that, ever. But I'm just going to say this. As long as she's walking in the right path, as long as she's going in the right direction, I'm cool. I'm cool. I will just observe. I'll observe and see what's going on. Hopefully she's gotten religion or whatever, seen the light, something is different. And if it's helpful to Harry and Meghan, cool. But stay the course. Because we're the Sussex squad. I'm sorry, we're the Sussex, not the sausage squad. We're the Sussex squad, and we always keep our receipts. Always. We got receipts. Well. Look at what staggered into the Commonwealth Day. It wouldn't be Camilla if she didn't stop and look at the camera, would it? If it's Camilla, she has to look at the camera. Like I say, I think she's mocking her situation, or should I say, she's mocking the fact that she has been able to steal that position that was somebody else's. I'm trying to be careful, but yeah, I think it's part of the overall joke. Now on the left side, I'm going to tell you the left photo, that was one that was not meant for the publication. So I tried to lighten it so that it would match the one on the right. The one on the right side, that is straight up airbrushed Photoshop. That is the real Camilla is on the left. The one on the right, that's the one that they dialed up. That's the one for the magazines. Yeah, it never happened. That conversation about Diana giving approval to this monster never happened. I don't believe it. There was an aggressive campaign before the inauguration so that I think they were afraid that Camilla might be booed, or I don't know, but I think they were nervous about Camilla and how people would receive her on Coronation Day. And who knows, maybe someone threatened to disrupt the coronation. But whatever the case may be, I do believe that not just Jeannie Bond, but everybody who consider themselves part of the Royal ROTA and all of the so-called royal experts, I do believe that it was a campaign for them to speak up on behalf of Charles and Camilla for Coronation Day. They blanketed the airways. Remember how they were saying, "Oh, this is the love story of all time, and this is the love story of the century, and they were meant to be together, and finally this and finally that." But they knew that there were a lot of people that still had strong feelings about for Diana, and were still very angry at Camilla. And for some reason, I guess just as, that little extra step, they blanketed the airways with all of these people speaking up about Camilla and their love story and how they were meant to be together, and, all of that kind of stuff, just to make sure that there were enough sympathy and goodwill for her on Coronation Day. I got the receipts. I'm just going to tell you, I got the receipts. I saved a lot of receipts from that time. And I know what I'm talking about. They deliberately and aggressively campaigned for Camilla Barker Bowles. They did. to try and help her save face with the public on Coronation Day, to try to get people to watch Coronation Day, to come out for Coronation Day, whatever it was. They were campaigning. It was like a campaign. That's exactly what it was. You know what I'm looking for, right? Let me find it. The Rottweiler. I'm trying to find that collage where she's looking at the camera. Lord, I don't see it. Maybe I didn't label it. Oh, well, never mind. Nah, no good. I don't see it. Oh, well, let's move on. Now, King Charles and Princess Kate lead senior royals at Commonwealth Day service after both missed last year to undergo cancer treatment or whatever it was. Kate Middleton returns to Commonwealth Day service for first time in 2 years amid cancer recovery or whatever it was. What happened, y'all? What happened? Is this one of those unguarded moments? Is this what they refer to as an unguarded moment? For some reason, when Kitty emerged from the car, and of course she's wearing Diana's sapphire engagement ring, when she emerged from the car, she looked like death warmed over. She did. She does not look happy. Maybe it's because she's not showing enough legs this time, because you all know that the last time she wore red like that and emerged from the state Bentley, she was showing more chicken legs than than, than a a pack of of chicken quarters. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's why she's unhappy, or maybe she just had a flashback of how pathetic and ridiculous she looked that day when she embarrassed the royal family in front of the Korean president. Remember that? The Korean president's in town. And what does she do? She emerged from the state Bentley. And if I recall, she wasn't even supposed to be there that day, right? Because she didn't go to the state dinner. She only went to the reception ceremony. And then later on, they said that she would be there, right? And then eventually, by the time the state dinner came around, there was Sophie Wessex wearing her tiara. That what is it? Chrysanthemum lotus. Oh, the lotus tiara. Yeah, there she was wearing the lotus tiara. So yeah, something happened. Something happened because of that, and that was actually that she missed that state dinner, and she has not worn a tiara since. She has not worn a tiara since. But yeah, she She looks pretty bad there. I would love to know what happened that day. But eventually, you know, of course, she went into character. She turned on the charm. She didn't stay that way. If I'm to be frank, she did not stay that way. And take a look here. Wow, I wonder what the derangers think of this. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They were mercilessly booed. The boos were so loud. That's the let me see, that's the coat dress she wore to the Korean state visit. She changed the dress under and left the cape at home. Okay, now there were two dresses. She had on the short dress when they arrived for the Korean president. And when they went inside Buckingham Palace, she changed to a longer dress. Yeah, she changed to a longer dress inside of the palace. She made a costume change. That's why you know that was deliberate, because she changed inside the palace when they went around looking at the, you know, the gifts and stuff like that. Any of the art or gifts or anything like that, you know, they put them in one of those state rooms, and everybody, you know, the head of state, the sovereign, and all the high ranking officials, they go through and look at, you know, oh, your grandfather gave me this, and when we were visiting there, this was a gift. And it's stuff that the royals receive that they don't even use. But whenever the country that they visited comes to town or whatever, they put those gifts on display. And when she came out for that, she was in a different red dress. Yep, she was in a very different red dress. But yeah, they were booed. And William, are you looking at your wife or are you looking at your beard? Not to be confused with your wife. Are you looking at your wife or are you looking at the beard? Again, I do mean the one on the far left. Well, what are you looking at? Just had to steal a little glance on the way in, huh? I understand. You go, girl. Bright Eyes PBMJ, thank you for 32 months membership. Thank you for 32 months membership. Yeah, I had to steal a little glance on the way in, didn't we? That's okay. That's okay. He's a very loyal equerry, so he deserves your attention. Oh, is that why Kitty was upset? Look at that crowd back there. Now, they are in a prime position for television. They are in a prime position for television. Okay, so let me find the oh gosh, where is it? Let me find the hecklers for you. Come on, hecklers, where are you? Where the hecklers are you? Yes, let me find the hecklers, because I have some video to show you. Okay. Okay, video is coming up. Keep it coming up. Don't stop it now. Stop it now. Okay. All right.
And
Nope, that's not it. Okay. Now I know I saved it. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't put it over there. Sorry about that. I did not. Okay. Do this and this. There we go. Video coming up. Ah, there we go. Wow. Wow. My, what a reception. No wonder they have those strained looks on their faces. And Henry VIII says karma sometimes takes her time, but she shows up eventually. And she did show up. Karma showed up and showed out. My. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, not so pleased with yourself anymore, are you, Kitty? Huh? Not so pleased with yourself. It's not so funny anymore, is it, Kitty? My. It's a new dawn, a new day. It's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Rivers running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Yes, so it wasn't so long ago that Kitty emerged from the state Bentley looking like a pack of chicken legs. And so now and you know what, guys? She did this on purpose. She did this on purpose. Y'all don't understand. Kitty is mean. She's a mean girl. And she did that on purpose. Why? I don't know. She could have worn anything in her wardrobe, and she comes out with this blood red coat. What was the point of it? What was the point of it? What were you trying to demonstrate by wearing that coat dress again? What was the point of it? And a better question is, when you wore it the first time, why were you wearing such a short dress or skirt underneath? Who were you trying to impress? That girl got mental problems. That girl got mental problems. She is like one sandwich short of a picnic. She is like one branch short of a tree. Or she's one tree short of a hammock. One oar short of a rowboat. One brick short of a house. She's got splinters in the windmills of her mind. Someone then blew her pilot light out. She had the nerves to come out in that red coat again. They already can't stand you. But reach out and touch somebody black and make sure every camera sees that. Reach out and touch somebody black and make sure every camera sees that. Yes, of course, she had to reach out and touch a black person. It wouldn't be complete if she didn't make a fuss over somebody black, just so we know she's not that way. So any black will do. The darker, the better. Any black will do. Long as there's somebody black, she could reach out and touch their arm. Right? I mean, you think she know the camera is right next to her? Okay, Your Majesty. Now reach over and touch her arm. Very good, Your Majesty. Very good. And then, of course, it's time to sing. Wow, that's the future of the British monarchy. Are they going to make it? Sherry Ware, I think you got a point there. I think you got a point. Because period of austerity or not, let me just say, I believe that Kate needs some new clothes. She does. She needs some new clothes. It's all cute and everything that she's wearing or re-wearing this and reusing that. But this was supposed to be a huge event for her. Her first time back in what, 2 years? And you show up in the same outfit that got you in trouble last time? See, the press over there didn't really say anything about it. We were all over like a cheap suit. but the press didn't say anything. So she has no reason to not wear it because she thought it was okay as far as the public was concerned. But I believed it caused a great deal of animosity within the family, namely Camilla. I don't think Camilla liked that one bit. And it looks again as though she's trying to upstage Camilla. I can't think of any other reason why she would do that again, except trying to upstage Camilla. Big mistake. Big mistake. Yeah, because Camilla plays rough, and everybody knows it. No pun intended, but Camilla plays rough, rough, rough. Yeah, Camilla plays rough. See what I did there? Camilla plays rough. But she does. She plays rough. So I think she overstepped the mark that day. I really do. Yeah, she was foolish and she was paid out for her folly. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let me take a look at something. Hold on one second. Oh, time to go. All right, time to go. See, when it was time to go, she didn't have to maintain that farce of a smile that she had on before. She could relax. Okay, you know what I'm looking for, don't you? I am trying to find, let me see. Just for fun, I'm trying to find something. Ah, there we go. There we go. I found what I was looking for. Um, ooh. Okay, okay. This is it. So that was outdoors. Okay. That was the pack of chicken legs above the knee. Um, then they went on the carriage ride. Okay. All right, not quite. Let me see. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, you can't see the whole thing, but okay. I'm going to share this with you, Hazel Jones. I'm going to show you what I was talking about that day. Okay. So, this was for the arrival. Now, I just looked. It's just above the knee. It is above the knee, right? Just to clear this up. Now, inside of the Buckingham Palace, she changed to this. You see, there's no buttons on this. There's no buttons. But inside, she put on a coat, another coat dress. I don't know if that's the same ridiculous bow. It seems like it is, but for some reason, I promise you, you can't see it in the photo, but what she's wearing there is just below the knee. Oh, you know what? It's what she wore today. That other thing was a cape. Maybe she was wearing 3 layers that day. Maybe she had on 3 layers. But what she's wearing today is what she wore there, which comes well below the knee. But it's very different from this. It's very different from that. That is a cape where she put her arms through. See what I mean? And she had a very short dress on underneath. How disgusting. To greet the president of South Korea. That was deliberately disgusting. Ah, they're back. Yellow t-shirt guy is back. Down with the crown. Ditch the duchies. They even have merch now. Get the merch. Ditch the duchies. Royal land is our land. I repeat, royal land is our land. So ditch the duchies. And remember that thing they were working on? The Charles Rex, the dinosaur? They brought him out today too for the first time. They used that as their mascot for the event. Now, let me see. I'm trying to see if you can see it in oh, there it is back there. I see it. I wasn't sure you could see it in any of the videos, but I just saw it. Okay. Yeah. So they brought that out with them today. Ah, ditch the duchies, not my king, and down with, oh, there's the dinosaur back there. The Charles Rex, as in Tyrannosaurus Rex. Or, yeah, you know, Rex is Latin for king. Very cool. Ah, more of Charles Rex. T-Rex or C-Rex? Stop burning villages in South, or should I say in Southern Cameroon. Commonwealth of hypocrisy. Over 4,500 currently held in Cameroon's torture centers. Wow. That was part of the protest today. They were there protesting whatever is going on in Cameroon. Y'all better speak up. Y'all better speak up. The herd is thinning out, isn't it? You see that? You have Charles, Camilla, Willie and Kitty. Was it Princess Alexandra and the Duke of Gloucester, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester? No Timothy Lawrence. Where is Timothy Lawrence these days? I haven't seen Sir Timothy Lawrence in a while, but obviously the Princess Royale is there. And that's it. That's it for royals. That is it. Another boring Commonwealth Day for Kitty. Another boring Commonwealth Day. And I agree with you. Charles is being stingy with the money. Not Charles, but Willie. Willie is being very stingy with the money. That girl needs some clothes. She can go get her a coat off the rack, as long as she's not wearing the same thing again. Yeah, same thing. Old dinosaur, old fossil. Oh, is that Keir Starmer's wife? What do you call her? It's not First Lady, is it? The Prime Minister's wife? Is she wearing red? Isn't that interesting? Wow. How cool is that? She decided to wear kitty red. Lord have mercy. You know, I could not find a picture of them standing together, don't you? I tried to find one. I could not find one single photo of the two of them standing together. No one can forget his infectious energy. Oh, Camilla, Bob Marley is a man to lift King Charles' spirit. The monarchy has revealed his the monarch. The monarch has revealed his personal playlist in aid of the Commonwealth Day, and his features tracks from the great reggae pioneer. Oh God, Camilla, how I love this music. Yeah, right. Right. Charles is just trying to get in good with the Commonwealth. That's all. He's trying to get chummy with the Commonwealth. King Charles plays tribute to marvelous Bob Marley as he shares favorite song. Y'all need to stop. Y'all really need to stop. Netflix bosses are worried about dire reviews of Meghan's show and her 10 million pound contract. No, 10 million, I'm sorry, 10, $100 million contract has not been renewed despite fanfare over second season. Well, here we go. The contract does not expire until later this year. If then, we really don't know what the contract says. Also, I doubt if the Netflix bosses are worried about dire reviews, seeing that within a day, it was in the top 10, not just in the United States, but in 50 something countries. I doubt if anybody's worried. Nice try though. Oh, and this guy right here, he said a mouthful. Let me get this started for you.
Watching the new Meghan Markle show with Mindy Kaling, like this episode, it's so cute. Y'all are so dramatic and racist. Because this is like any show that I watched on the Food Network with the white women back in the day. Like Ina Garten, not really Rachel Ray. She was kind of like a hot mess. Sandra Lee kind of vibes. So like, what's wrong with it? Y'all are racist. Watching the new Meghan Markle show with Mindy Kaling, like this episode, it's so cute. Y'all are so dramatic and racist. Because this is like any show that I watched on the Food Network with the white women back in the day. Like Ina Garten, not really Rachel Ray. She was kind of like a hot mess. Sandra Lee kind of vibes. So like, what's wrong with it? Y'all are racist. Watching the new Meghan Markle show with Mindy Kaling, like this episode.
Could you guys hear what he was saying? Could you all hear that? He was whispering, "You all are racist." Ah, I love that. Prince William homewards his 3 million pound homeless program. Oh, he was going to spend 3 million pounds for homelessness. And then here, what is that? King Charles buys 3 million pound home next to Camilla's country retreat amid privacy fears. Wow. So you mean to tell me at a stroke of the pen, William and Charles were both able to come up with 3 million pounds? In spite of all the people using food banks, in spite of all the people that are homeless, the lack of NHS nurses. But when it comes to a whimsy like buying a house next to your wife's house, all you do is sign the check. That's interesting. Let me see. King has bought £3 million home next to wife's country retreat. In a pragmatic solution amid fears it would be sold and turned into a wedding venue. I don't believe that thing about the wedding venue. I don't. I do not believe it. That house doesn't, I mean, yeah, you could use anything as a wedding venue, but do you all know how many wedding venues there are up and down the England countryside? Do you have any idea how many wedding venues there are? How many churches, how many country estates have been used as wedding venues? Do you see anybody clamoring and fighting to take that house and set it up for a wedding? I mean, yeah, I know you can put a tent outside and all that kind of stuff, but that does not look like the kind of house that most wedding parties would be interested in. And even if that were the case, how many weddings do you think that house can hold? How many wedding guests could you put up at that house? Not a lot. I think that's a big lie. I think they only said that because Charles is going to make that part of um, the financial future for Camilla's children. Probably what she has 2 kids, right? She had a litter of 2. So I'm guessing her son will get Ray Mill or whatever the name of her house is, and then probably the daughter will inherit the wedding venue, the alleged wedding venue. That's probably what's going to happen. Is there will be one house each, or maybe with all of the grandkids, maybe Camilla's house is too small to host um, the entire family. So maybe they'll put the rest of the family up in the new house. That's probably what it is. I really doubt that they were going to take that shack and use it as a wedding venue. I just don't see it. I mean, I know they can put a tent, porta potties, and all that kind of stuff, but it does not look like a very interesting location. And especially with the way the economy is now, how many weddings do you think they would actually have there? How would there be some breach of Camilla's privacy? That is so made up. So made up. It's sad. She's trying too hard to stay in the limelight. Oh wait, I'm doing the wrong voice. This is Thomas Markle, and it's sad. And she's trying hard to stay in the limelight. Everyone said their say about Meghan's Netflix show. Now read her dad's withering verdict as he reveals what she's really like in the kitchen. Didn't I tell you all that this would be a Carolyn Graham article? Didn't I say that? Do you see who wrote this article? Carolyn Graham. Right there, Carolyn Graham. Carolyn Graham, the daughter of Dixie, the pride of the South. Of course, because Meghan's show has been so successful and it's all hands on deck, they got to get everybody out to attack Meghan. Carolyn Graham, that's one of their heavy hitters. As you can see right here, someone posted those pictures and said, I was looking for a receipt and just realized that both rumors about Meghan's and Dior and the Senate all came from Queen Camilla's biographer, Carolyn Graham. These were then extensively debated on UK shows, UK morning shows. Camilla's going after Princess Diana's daughter-in-law is a sickness. Now, and Carolyn Graham she is the one who wrote the article saying that Meghan was going to be the face of Dior. And then, of course, there was all that fuss on British television and stuff about Meghan and Dior. That was not true. Then, of course, she started the one about Meghan running for Senate. There you can see her name right there. Meghan Markle, considering run for office. Duchess of Sussex name is in the frame to fill California Senator Dianne Feinstein's seat after Senator died age 90. And could the White House be her ultimate aim? Now, you guys, I don't have to tell you how ridiculous that is. It's a very convincing lie. It's a very convincing lie. All you need is for someone who is willing to believe the worst about a particular person, in this case, Meghan. I believe that Carolyn Graham either lives in California or she has a home in California, something like that. But I think she's based out of California, which is why it was so convenient for her to go to Mexico and climb up on top of Mount St. Thomas Markle. That's why it was so easy for her to climb up that mountain and come down with Meghan's private letter. Yeah. She took one for the team. That's why it was so easy, because she was right there. And when it came to Harry and his Legends of Aviation, again, she was right there. She tried to get into the event and was turned away. So then she, like a stalker, she just hung outside and tried to talk to everybody she could. And there you can see the articles. Secrets of Meghan's letter revealed. Note to her father saying her heart has been broken into 1,000,000 pieces. Who wrote that article? Carolyn Graham. When they are trying to send a certain message to the Team Sussex, enters Carolyn Graham. This is, I assume she's an American-born woman who no doubt is a Trump supporter. I couldn't believe any other thing. Surely she supported Brexit. But this is what she does for a living. This type of journalism is what she does for a living. So I hope somebody warns her about the ancestors and what the ancestors are capable of. Because the ancestors, going back, several generations, the ancestors will have the last word. I promise you. The ancestors will have the last word. But she is an evil, manipulative person. You see, it sounds so logical because Meghan's in California. She has a very famous name. She has name recognition. It sounds logical, but it's just not true. It was never true. When it comes to those Senate seats, there have been Democrats that have been waiting for years. They're on the short list of people to take that seat. When a senator leaves office, when a senator dies in the middle of their term, the governor of the state appoints a new senator. The governor could choose whoever they want to hold that position. I do not believe that Meghan and Governor Newsom are close. I'm sure they know each other, but they're not close. They're not best buddies. And the Democrat Party would have turned on him. There would have been a huge fight about that. And there's no way in the world Meghan would put herself in the middle of such a thing. So, like I said, it sounds logical, but it's a lie. It is a lie. But she is. She's a monster. She's an absolute monster. This one right here. Backlash grows after Prince Harry wins award set up to honor war hero Carolyn Graham. She's the one who sat down with Pat Tillman's mother. Yeah, she's the one who sat down with Pat Tillman's mother and caused all that fuss. Carolyn Graham. Harry cannot stoop lower. I would advise him to stay away from German royals' fury as Harry takes selfie at tacky. She calls this award tacky. Some of the biggest names in show business and industry have won this award. And Carolyn Graham refers to it as tacky, not for her US audience, but for her global Brexit, MAGA, for that audience, right? The anti-woke audience. That's who this article is playing up to. Anyway, enough about that beast. I'm back in my element. And if you take a look there on the right side, I must say that is the most beautiful presentation of anything inspired by Meghan's show. That is beautiful. The plate, the donuts, everything is absolutely beautiful. I don't know who threw that together. I found it on the interweb, but that is beautiful. The flowers on the plate really makes it picture perfect. That makes it picture perfect. The flowers sprinkled on the donuts, the flowers on the plate, that looks absolutely beautiful. I love that. Now, that is something that if it was sitting on a banquet table or sideboard or whatever, you couldn't help but think, oh, I bet those are delicious. Love that. Love that. Whoever did that, whoever put that together, that is absolutely stunning. I love it. The plate, the way everything is styled is perfect. Warning, mouth breather. Celebrity chef Jameson Stocks, critical of Meghan Markle's cooking show, wasn't invited to participate on Netflix series. Even the New York Post called him out. I'm so glad for that. I don't know why they did it, but I'm so glad they did that. This guy is every bit the attention seeker that he accuses other people of being. He is every bit he's a celebrity chef and supposedly a Michelin star chef. Whatever he is, he was jealous and spiteful, and dare I say, according to the New York Post, a liar. So, to hell with him. You know, it just I would itch if I had to be that close to him in the kitchen. I would start itching because I would be so certain that something has like just jumped off and You know what I mean? Just his appearance makes you itch. It really does. It makes your skin crawl. I'm not saying that he's a dirty person, but he just seems like he needs to take a bath, right? I'm just saying he seems like he could do for a bath. So, ugh, just makes you itch, right? It almost causes one to itch. Oh well. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the movie Rambo. Not that he's tough or anything, but you know how the character Rambo was like a grifter or drifter or whatever, coming through town looking like trouble. Yeah, that's what he kind of puts me in mind of. Oh well, like they say, there's enough room in this world for everybody, even him. Let me see. I wanted to bring up yesterday's slide, but let me see if I can make that work. That was from yesterday. Looks like we made it. Looking how far we come now, baby. Might have come the long way. Okay. Oh, okay. So there we go. I might be able to do that. They said, I bet they'll never make it. Aha, there we go. So, yeah, this was yesterday. Remember, this was 5 years since Harry and Meghan wore their, Harry's green lined suit and Meghan's cape dress. That was a daring outfit, I believe. Very daring. I love that. I'll just leave that on the screen and let you read it for yourself. Just in case you didn't see it yesterday, I will leave that up there for your own approval. One of the squatties had had enough. Yes, one of the squatties had had enough of it and just decided, you know what? I mean, I could just hear that voice in my head. Rebecca, every attempt you making at making them those cupcakes failed because you keep eating the batter. Also, I feel it's quite narcissistic to put your picture of yourself on a cupcake. P.S. uh Oh, that's so adorable. I love those kids. Oh, that was Camilla's house. Oh, the one on the right side. That's the house next door. Okay. All right. You know what? I could see that being a wedding venue. That makes sense. I could see that one. I still don't believe it. I believe it was Charles just using an excuse to buy that house during a period of austerity. I still don't believe it. But yeah, I could better believe that being a wedding venue. It may have a big hall on the second floor. That's what I was looking for. And what is the definition of mouth breather? The stereotypical idiot is often portrayed with their mouth hanging open at all times, hence slack-jawed Yoko, this implication being that they are too unintelligent and lack self-awareness to close their mouth, and that they are then breathing through their mouth and not their nose, as would a civilized person. Yeah, that's him. That's him all day long. A mouth breathing yokel. And he had the nerves to go get his teeth bonded. He had the nerves to go and get his teeth bonded. I thought this one was very sweet, the mother and daughter. Or daughters. I think there's two girls there. I started watching With Love Meghan on Netflix. And my girls are fascinated by all the little pretty details. It's such a nice, cozy show. Yeah. Dress sold out. Okay, let's go back to today. I think I'm almost done. Let me see. Where was I? Did I leave? Nope. Where did I leave off? Nope, not there. Oh, yeah, this is it. Under Joe Biden, the stock market skyrocketed 55%. Under Donald Trump, second term, the market crashed 6.4% in just 50 days. Disaster, chaos, failure. That's the Trump way. And you can see Biden has a baseball cap on and says, "How's your 401k?" Well, I know who I voted for. That's all I can say is I know who I voted for. I can't really speak for the rest of the world, or the rest of the country, but I know who I voted for. That is the way the Republicans do it. They take something that's not broke and they'll break it. You know, when George Bush, the younger Bush, when he became president, he wrecked the economy. Clinton built it up, and little George Bush tore it down. Obama built it up, and Donald Trump tore it back down. Democrats are always better for the economy. Remember that. Democrats are always the better party for the economy. The Republicans, they gaslight people into believing that they are the conservatives and all they want is for the stability and Nope. It is the Democrats that have always been much better for the economy. And I think this is the last thing I have, just this photo of Meghan looking absolutely beautiful. Well, that's it, y'all. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. Got to put Sherry Ware on that list, but yeah, I'll get it right next time. But yeah, thank you all very much, Mod Squad, for keeping this the safe space that it is. And thank you to the poultry industry of Great Britain for providing that pack of industrial-sized chicken legs for the state visit of the Korean president. That was a very kind gesture. And thank you to Republic for a fantastic show today, a show of force. Thank you all very much. That was awesome. Yeah, they really shook things up, didn't they? They really shook things up. And I am grateful. Baby Sis Doll, thank you very much for the super sticker. And thank you, DR. I don't want to say the name, but I got a PayPal earlier. A very nice PayPal earlier. So thank you so much for that. And of course, as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, well, good night, good morning, God bless. And remember, no bad energy. Well. Okay, not my king.